told your friend you're not okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to K-pop News, your daily source for the most explosive updates in the industry. Today, we're not discussing a major comeback, an international awards show, or a phenomenal debut. What shook the world today was just a photo. Yes, one simple photo posted by BTS's Taehyung, and the next second, the entire internet seemed to lose its gravity. On global timelines, a single name suddenly took over everything. Kim Taehyung became the center of a virtual movement. Notifications exploded non-stop, social media servers began to slow down, and the hashtags #Taehyung and #THV skyrocketed to #1 in over 60 countries in a matter of minutes. This wasn't the first time a phenomenon like this had happened, but today's scale was different. Bigger, faster, more intense. It was as if the world was holding its breath for one person. The photo he uploaded looked simple, at least to the untrained eye. Taehyung stared at the camera through the reflection of his phone, his fiery red hair framing his face, and in his hand was a limited edition Takashi Murakami X Cassetify with a special engraving of THV. There was no long caption, no fancy codes, not even an emoji. Just a photo. But the effect? Unbelievable. Major platforms reportedly experienced a surge in traffic, some social media platforms experienced lag in refresh, and hundreds of articles from international media outlets emerged, trying to dissect the meaning of every tiny detail in the photo: his hair color, the reflection in his eyes, his phone case, and even his subtle, inexplicable expression. Everyone wanted to find one answer: what was the meaning behind his new look? And the question that had been recurring on the internet for the past year resurfaced. Which celebrity can rival Taehyung in 2026? Time and time again, the answer remained the same: none. Taehyung wasn't just popular. He was the center of the digital orbit, a global cultural magnet capable of driving online flows without even making a sound. 2026 should have been a year of fierce competition between global megastars. But the reality was the opposite: all comparisons boiled down to one name. When the world talked about influence, they talked about Taehyung. What was most astonishing was his consistency. Many celebrities went viral one day, then vanished the next. But Taehyung rises every day. Trends don't come to him, they depend on him. He doesn't chase relevance. He is relevance itself. Within minutes of the post, hashtags about him dominated regions across Asia, Europe, America, the Middle East, and even Africa. Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, GQ, and other fashion giants spontaneously published articles praising his visuals, style, and the serene aura emanating from the photo. They called him an icon of serenity and inimitable visual elegance. Many were fixated on his new red hair, not just as a cosmetic change, but as a symbol of personal strength, courage, and a new phase in his artistic journey. Fashion analysts have noted an interesting phenomenon. Every time Taehyung changes his hairstyle or image, the global fashion industry shifts instantly. New colors, textures, and themes appear on the runways. Top brands begin designing with the same palette. Top magazine editors follow his aesthetic direction. By 2026, global fashion standards will no longer be set by designers, but by a man named Kim Taehyung. The economic impact is equally astonishing. Every product that appears briefly in his posts instantly becomes a global hit. The previously hard-to-find Murakami X Cassetify collection has become a must-have item across global e-commerce platforms. Digital reports reveal that a single Taehyung post can generate millions of dollars in economic impact in just hours. This isn't a rumor, it's official data from digital market analysts. Even within Instagram itself, algorithm experts are shocked by the interactions generated from his account. Taehyung's engagement rate far exceeds platform standards, reaching such a high level that Instagram's system has had to adjust its content distribution flow to maintain stability. This kind of phenomenon is extremely rare, and usually only occurs with figures who control the global digital narrative, not just famous, but changing the direction of the internet. But behind all this, there's one thing that captivates the public even more: Taehyung's mysterious side. He doesn't talk much, doesn't exaggerate, doesn't force attention. That's precisely what keeps the world waiting. Each photo feels like an emotional puzzle. There's a calmness in his eyes, a subtle maturity, and an aura that can't be described in words. He's not just capturing a photo, but telling a story without a sound. But what truly amazed the world was what followed that initial wave. Instead of subsiding like a typical trend, the buzz grew into a global storm that was difficult to predict. Within hours, it wasn't just Taehyung's photo that was trending. it was the phenomenon his presence triggered. Digital experts began to observe a pattern that had previously been considered mere coincidence. Every time Taehyung displayed a visual change, the world followed suit like a natural reflex. And this time, his red hair became the center of conversation in the fashion world, fan psychology, and even academic discussions. Several major universities in Europe and America reportedly began using the Taehyung effect as a concrete example of modern digital behavioral change, how a single figure can influence global culture without any marketing strategy. On social media, fans from various countries started lengthy threads analyzing every detail of the photo. Some discussed the reflection of light in his eyes, others highlighted the seemingly simple yet emotionally profound concept of the photo, and still others saw the appearance of the Murakami X Cassetify case as a secret code that Taehyung was preparing something. Over time, this conversation escalated into a major discussion that filled all platforms: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even international community forums. What was most interesting was how Taehyung remained silent. No follow-up Instagram stories. No additional comments. No spontaneous live broadcasts like other celebrities frantically chasing momentum. Instead, Taehyung's silence made the world buzz even more. This silence felt like a natural strategy only someone who understood the rhythms of the world better than the world itself could. Soon, marketing analysts and brand consultants began producing startling reports. They stated that Taehyung wasn't just influencing the market, he was setting its direction. Every brand associated with him saw a significant increase in sales, searches, and global exposure. This led many major companies to try to figure out how to become part of Taehyung's circle, even though most were aware that his influence couldn't be bought, wasn't negotiable, or couldn't be engineered. What made things even more interesting was the gradual shift in the entertainment industry. Many major agencies began changing their artist promotion strategies, realizing that the old methods were no longer relevant. Expensive marketing machines no longer guarantee dominance. The world now follows the authenticity, aura, and personal power of a few extraordinary figures, and Taehyung is at the forefront of that wave of change. Meanwhile, pop culture observers note that Taehyung's current actions are opening a new chapter in K-pop history. For years, Korean artists have been known for their meticulously planned, massive promotional strategies. But Taehyung is breaking free from that mold. He's showing that global popularity doesn't need to be forced; simply by being yourself, the world will come to him. And this is what makes his position even more unique: he's not following industry rules. He's setting a new standard. Psychologically, the connection between Taehyung and his fans seems to be growing stronger. Armies describe their feelings as proud, inspired, and even calm. Every photo or post of Taehyung seems to carry a certain energy, a coolness that can penetrate their phone screens and touch them emotionally. Many say that Taehyung not only entertains them, but also makes them feel seen, appreciated, and included. Amidst all the analysis, data charts, and technology discussions, there was something that remained unexplained by any science: how a man who simply posted a simple photo could make the world pause. This phenomenon not only demonstrated Taehyung's power as an artist, but also as a human being deeply connected to the global community. The aura was tangible, the presence was palpable, and the impact was unpredictable. As the night wore on, the discussion about the photo showed no signs of abating. Around the world, people were still talking about Taehyung's hair color, the aura in his eyes, and how the photo felt like the beginning of something much bigger. Many began to suspect that this post was a prelude to a new era, one that Taehyung might be secretly preparing for. And as usual, Taehyung didn't provide an answer. He simply let the world wait, guess, and spin in his orbit. This phenomenon proved one thing once again. In 2026, it wasn't the industry that ruled Taehyung. Taehyung ruled the industry.